What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Tree City Trading. My name is Tree City Wes. We got some breaking news, so I'm going to get right into it today. We just got some big XRP news coming out. Now, the case isn't over like Twitter suggests, but there's definitely some big news that we're going to go over. As you can see on the 30-minute chart, we're getting a pretty big move up off this news. We're up about 5% in just a couple hours on XRP. So what's the news? A couple hours ago, Judge Torres denied the SEC's motion to seal the Hinman documents. So if you're familiar with the XRP case, you know what the Hinman documents are. I'm actually going to go over that with you guys in case anyone's unfamiliar. But this is huge news for XRP and the XRP community. What's up, Anson? How's it going? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Crypto Kindness and Crypto Bruh. Very cool dudes. I'll have to reach out. But so back to Ripple and XRP. So basically how this works, I'll touch on the, we're going to go over the XRP case, what the case is all about with the SEC, and what this news actually means. Might have to turn this music down just a tad. Give me 1 second. Let me know how the levels are. Hopefully everything sounds good. What's up, Web3? Welcome, welcome. Shout out to my 6 watchers. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and share. So just real quick, we're going to go over this XRP case and this XRP news and why it's relevant. So as everybody knows, the XRP case has been going on for a while. It's Ripple versus the SEC. And the SEC is alleging that Ripple sold XRP as an unregistered security. Basically, they had an ICO, and as everybody knows, the SEC is going after all these different tokens, and really XRP was one of their first ones, and they still haven't resolved that case. And many believe it's because they're really dragging it out so they can attack these other cryptocurrencies. So today, the judge, getting ready to make the judgment, they actually denied the motion. Here, let me scroll down here. So the SEC's motion is granted in part and denied in part. And the part that they denied is huge for Ripple's case. It's the Hinman speech documents. The SEC's motion to seal the documents is denied. So what are the Hinman documents? Basically, back in 2018, the SEC, I guess he was the director. He's one of the directors of the SEC, William Hinman, in June 2018. He gave a speech, and in his speech, he declared that Ethereum and Ether is not a security. And obviously, Ripple wants to leave this out of the case because the SEC actually came out and said that Ethereum is not a security, it's a commodity. So the Hinman documents are everything tied to the speech, all the emails and memos, and the speech itself, and SEC has put in the motion that they can't use that in the court. And so this is big news today that the court comes out and says that is admissible. And what does this mean? Basically, the Hinman documents say that the SEC has no consistent definition of what a security is. In the speech, Hinman stated that he believed that Ether was not a security because it's not an investment contract. And then the SEC argued that XRP is because it is an investment contract, and it's really not. So Ripple's looking to use the precedent that, hey, the SEC said Ethereum's not a security. They're saying we're a security. They don't know what a security is, and they're not being clear about it. And that's what Ripple's case is going to be. And it looks like now that these documents are admissible, there's a very good chance that Ripple's gonna win this case. And that's why when we look at the Ripple chart over here, we're up 5% in just a couple hours. So definitely something to look at. The case obviously isn't over. It's probably going to be dragged on for a while, but this is some big news for XRP and Ripple. So I just wanted to bring that up, cover that little news tidbit. So shout out to the 9 watchers. Thanks for coming. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, so that's exciting. I do hold a little bag of XRP. It's pretty hard to buy in the United States. Obviously, Coinbase and Binance US don't have it, but there is an exchange called Uphold. It's a decent exchange, and this isn't a plug for them. I'm not saying go out and buy XRP, but if you are in the United States and you want to buy XRP, you can use Uphold, and it is legal to buy Ripple. So yeah, that's some pretty big news there. What's up, FB? He says 2 other big chain launches I experienced. Pulse launch is a very poor experience, easy to get wrecked, confusing to onboard, buggy and clogged. Yet if I comment this, the community just attacks you. Oh, I know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm a big fan of Pulsechain and Hex. Don't get me wrong. You know, I've been in Hex for years. I sacrificed to both Pulsechain and PulseX years ago. So I feel like I can be justified when I come out and criticize this. But there are some good things, but there's also some very bad things, and we're going to cover that a lot on the show today. So just real quick, let's take a look at the charts. Look at that, it's still moving. XRP is moving up. Let's look at the 1-minute chart. And you can see it gets hot, then it cools off, gets hot, then it cools off, and it's just stair-stepping its way up. So that's some exciting news. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's still in our range. We're staying right above 27,000. So that's good. I mean, realistically, we're sideways. We're not really doing too much. We have some solid consolidation here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, you can see we did have that dip down to this bottom trend line, but we bounced right back off it, and hopefully we can hold this zone as support. It was resistance for a few minutes, it came back up. Now if we can get a nice bounce off this bottom support trend, that'd be great. There's not too much happening for Bitcoin now. I mean, it's kind of holding all the alts down. We're all just really moving sideways since mid-March. You know, sometimes this feels pretty bullish and bearish, but I mean, look at this. We're really just cruising sideways between 27 and 30. So, and so my XRP's locked in Coinbase. Can't buy, sell, or send. Oh, wow. That's not good. Hopefully, once this case ends, Coinbase will list it again. And if that happens, I mean, look out. That would be crazy. So shout out to our friends over at the Xen Merch store, zenmerch.store. Oh, as always, I'm sipping out of my Xen Merch mug. They got some great quality merch, some t-shirts, magnets, some cool track pants, a bunch of different stuff. So definitely go check out zen.merch or zenmerch.store. Excuse me. Let's pull up crypto bubbles, see if we have any big movers on the day. What is this music? I feel like I'm in Zelda or something. Ninja training camp. Trying out some epidemic sound. I can't say I'm really a fan so far, but at least it's just the free trial. So let's take a look on the day. There's the little XRP bubble up 3%. We do got some big movers. Got Render moving up. The CFX. It's the Conflux, the Chinese token. It's a big market over there. Got Kava down 8%. That's a staking protocol. Litecoin's up 3%. That's been the theme lately. They've been moving quite a bit with their halving coming up. You can see over the last week they're up about $12, so that's awesome if you're holding Litecoin. I personally don't hold any Litecoin. It's kind of an older coin to me. Not sure there's much value left on that chain, but hey, with the halving and the tokenomics, anything could happen. XRP was the first coin I bought when I started. Oh, that's awesome. It took me a couple months to get into XRP, but once I learned the story and learned about it, I really wanted to take part. So got a couple thousand XRP locked away in some cold storage. Let's see if we can pull up that chart again. See how that's looking. I mean, that's crazy. Whoops. It's quite the candle there. Up 6% since yesterday. That's nice. So let's pull over to Dex Screener, take a look at the Xen ecosystem and Pulsechain, see what we got going on here. Taking a look at Xen. Looks like Xen on ETH is up 8.5% on the day. So that's pretty nice. Let's zoom in on that. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty textbook to me. We were kind of in this sideways symmetrical triangle. We bounced around in there for a little bit while we consolidated. We came right out, and it looks like we're bouncing back off. So this is a little SR flip. So we're turning this, what was once a resistance here. We're actually going to try to turn that into support. So hopefully we hold this level and we get a nice little bounce up. I see the tiniest green candle here on the 5-minute chart. It looks like someone just dumped a fat bag of Xen. So FB says, so I can't even buy PLS without already having it for fees and unwrapping. What's the point of the bridge then for new users? That's a great question. Richard Hart actually covered that maybe 2 hours ago. He tweeted that, let's see, something about the bridge needing to clear out before they gas estimation upgrades. He mentioned that you will be able to get the bridge PLS over without having to wrap it. And honestly, that can't come soon enough, because I hear a lot of people just like you are stuck over there. And I have friends asking me, you know, hey, can you give me my PLS, or, you know, can you give me some PLS so I can sell my PulseX or whatever, sell my Hex. Don't even have enough to make a transaction. And that's really unfortunate. And obviously, I mean, it's kind of by design. If you think about it, he's really giving the people that sacrificed for Pulsechain, they kind of get a 2-day head start on everybody, and everyone's just clearing out the liquidity pools and getting their tokens in order. And then once the price crashes, once that bridge opens up, then that's when it's going to be, let's measure from the bottom. And that's where we get the 10,000x. The price is going to have to crash, and it's going to have to go through some things, but that's pretty typical for any layer one launch, to be honest. You usually got a bunch of holders that the VCs typically. In this case, it's a little different. It's the people who sacrificed, but and I don't want to FUD it. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Richard Hart and Pulsechain and Hex, but this launch could have been way better. And FB, yeah, that's correct at this time. You can't even buy PLS without already having it. I mean, you can on the secondary market. I see people, you know, doing the side hustle thing, you know, selling it on the, you know, secondary market. Offering I've seen offers. I saw Trevon was doing 1 cent. I saw someone doing 7 cents. Seen people doing 10 cents. And you know, you buy a couple thousand PLS, and then you're able to interact, and you can start selling your other stuff, all the junk, to keep building up more PLS to interact. But I know there will be an on ramp, and I heard rumors that there will be a credit on ramp where you'll be able to use like a credit card or a debit card to purchase PLS. I don't know how true that is, but I imagine they're going to have some kind of on-ramp. But man, there's been quite the few issues. Let's get into that. So let's go over some of these problems with Pulsechain, like the video says. My number one issue that's driving me crazy is that the scanner's not working. The Pulsechain Explorer, scan.pulsechain.com, it hasn't worked at all. You know, if I want to look at any transactions, I can't, nothing's showing up. The blocks show up slow. Like if I just pulled this up, it says the last block 6 minutes ago. And obviously it's happening because I can interact with the blockchain. It's just not being tracked on the Explorer. And that may be because the chain's not indexed. You know, maybe they're putting all their CPU, all their computing power toward the indexing the blockchain, and then once it's indexed, they'll be able to, you know, have a working block explorer. But man, that drives me nuts. And the other thing is there's no real way to interact with the contracts that already exist, and I don't know if that'll happen when the indexing finishes or if it just will never happen until the people who deploy those contracts on ETH come over to Pulsechain and verify it. Maybe it's something like that, but aye. They say it seems like an amateur oversight. I think it's by design. I think he's rewarding people that sacrificed. You know, since I had a couple million Pulsechain, I've been able to mint those NFTs, and I was able to sell my Gala and my USDC and my Chainlink and all the Ethereum tokens I had, and I was able to mint NFT with the profits from those. And by the time everybody gets over here, all those liquidity pools are going to be drained, and it really is a shame. I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair crypto, that's for sure. Launch of Pulse probably had founder dev drama behind the scenes. Yeah, it seems like they kind of rushed it. It was really interesting that it got really quiet up until the Saturday it launched, and they happened to launch it the same time that Phoenix on Xen was launching. I'm not sure that there is any correlation there, but it's kind of a strange coincidence. Besides a strong community besides Pulsechain, why would developers want to build on Pulse? Yeah, that's a great question, and we can't really judge it based on until that bridge opens up and we can everyone can interact with Pulsechain fairly. We don't really know what we got. You know, if it does end up being a chain that's fast and has low gas fees when it's at full load, maybe developers will come over to Pulsechain and build on it. But from what we've seen so far, it hasn't really been a fair launch. It hasn't been a well-communicated launch. I'm hearing nightmares of people losing their stable coins, all these different things. And trust me, I got a list of gripes here, and this is just my first one, is the block explorer doesn't work at all, and the chain's not indexed. In my opinion, they probably should have waited until the chain was finished indexing before they even launched it. You know, and then once the chain's fully indexed, the block explorer works. We're not going into this thing blind, wondering if our transactions are completed. You know, every time I click on one of my transactions here, let me log in. Every time I click on one of my transactions here, and I go to view on Block Explorer, it's either 404 not found, and that's because it's not taking me to scan.pulsechain.com. And if I redirect it to scan.pulsechain.com, I'm gonna get a different error message, and we're unable to locate this transaction hash, which is even scarier. Like, why can't you see my transaction hash, but the wallet itself says the transaction was successful, and I can see that reflected, and I'm able to interact with those tokens. I just have nowhere to see it other than when I'm interacting with the chain itself. There's no block explorer. So that's been a huge disappointment. What are we looking at for Gwei? I would love to. I have some DAI ready to bridge across, and I want to test it, live on the stream, but Gwei has just been out of this world. Right now we're sitting at 50. And if you look at this, around this time, the last couple days, it's fallen to 30s and 40s, but right now we're sitting at 51, which is, it's too high for me to do it. If in the next hour or so we fall under 50, we fall into the 40s or 30s, maybe I'll test out the bridge, but everything I'm hearing about the bridge is horrible too. Hearing people's transactions are getting stuck, and I saw Jack Levin posted this. This was pretty funny to me. You guys are going to see this on the stream in the next couple days. Where'd that go? Yeah, so he has the t-shirt. I actually got the t-shirt with this on it, and I'm pretty excited to wear it on stream for you guys. That's hilarious. He's turned it into the biggest troll, and I love it. He's like the good version of Richard Hart. And I don't mean any I like Richard too. He taught me a lot. He's always given good advice. But this is hilarious. This is what I'm gonna wear to the Xen meetup if that ever happens. FB says, compared to the money sacrificed, objectively, it just seems like an inferior product. The only strong point is the community, which is a fair point since it's very important. I can agree with that. It's also the first few days, so there's always the chance that they'll push forward upgrades. They'll make, as the chain indexes, the Explorer's gonna act differently. Hopefully it acts better. The one thing that I'm not sure that's gonna be fixed are the gas fees. And that might just be our perspective. You know, those first couple days on the chain and on the testnet, the transactions are less than 1 or 2 pulse. But since Xen launched, it's just been millions and millions of the gas, which that kind of goes back to one of my gripes, which is the documentation and the communication. Like we don't know anything. We haven't had any solid announcements. Like why, if we go over to the Pulsechain beacon, it's beacon.pulsechain.com. I click on the little gas guy here. Why did the gas look like this for the first couple, you know, for the first day? And then all of a sudden it's been pegged red ever since then. And, you know, it gets really busy at certain times. This is before the bridge opened, before people have even joined it. All this are only people that sacrificed. So what's going to happen when the chain actually goes live? Which is that's another reason why I'm going crazy minting NFTs, is because this, once the chain goes live, this is probably going to shoot way up and it's going to be pegged red. And hopefully as time goes on, less and less, you know, there's going to be a huge rush and gas fees are going to go nuts, but eventually it should reach a manageable level. But it's just something unexpected and something that could have been mitigated if there was better communication about it. Why would someone risk losing their money bridging over when so many people are having a difficult time doing so? I agree with you 1000%. That is for sure. Why? And I thought the same thing. Like, especially when it first opened, you know, immediately people were sending stuff across the bridge. What I want to do is send less than $50 over just to test, but I couldn't imagine sending anything, you know, hundreds or even thousands of dollars over it until it's fully tested. I would give it time, because bridges are one of the most and they have the biggest attack surface in crypto. And there's two sides to that attack surface. You have both chains, so it's definitely scary. Nothing bad's happened yet as far as I know, but usually those attacks happen when there's the most volume. So whenever they open those bridges, we'll see what happens. And that's another reason why they're kind of leaning into it, I believe. You know, they want to make sure it goes well. They don't just want to open the floodgates for everybody and have everybody lose their money. They only want some people to lose their money. So yeah, let's keep going with this. So another thing that bothers me. Another thing that really bothers me about Pulsechain is there's no liquidity on the ETH side. So where did our $1 billion go? Are they planning on adding that later? Or, you know, if I pull up the Pulse, or actually it would be W Pulse, the wrapped Pulse. There's only $1,000 of liquidity in this right now. And look at that. I mean, it's just been sucked dry. And this is, you get a chart that looks like this when there's no liquidity, or somebody adds liquidity the wrong way. To be honest, I'm not sure if this is like a scam one or something. It very well could be, but there is volume, there is price movement, and there is liquidity. It does have less than $1 million market cap, so that's interesting. But that's one thing that really, I'm wondering if Richard's gonna add liquidity later, or if he's just gonna keep the $1 billion and here's what you get, guys. This is Pulsechain. have fun building up the liquidity yourselves. The fact that he was asking for PLS to run the validators yesterday on the bridge, that pretty much sealed the deal for me. That really rubbed me the wrong way, especially after everything they said about Xen. Hell yeah. Hope you guys give me a follow on Twitter at TreeCityWest. I'm just hanging out bitching about Pulsechain tonight. You're getting my rant. And another thing I don't like about Pulsechain. Why aren't the stables stable? Why don't they have more communication about stables on the PLS side? Why are people buying USDC and USDT? It's ridiculous. And they're just letting it happen, and they're just taking that liquidity. It sucks. Hopefully people realize that USDT and that USDC over on Pulsechain aren't going to be worth anything. So don't think when you buy 1 million USDC for 10 cents that you're going to have $1 million. That is not how it works. Those are centralized companies, and if those companies aren't funding that blockchain, there's nothing you can do about it to restore that peg. But here, let me pull up, I'm going to pull up the coins on Pulsechain, and we're going to take a look at what these stable coins are doing exactly. Where do we go? Pulsechain. I wasn't sure if there was a... Yeah, right here, USDC to DAI. So this is supposed to be $1, 1 to 1. You can buy this USDC DAI for 66 cents, but why? It's not going to be repegged. It's not the right stuff. It's silly. You're wasting your money if you're buying stables, and a lot of this is the Pulsechain's fault for not being more forthright and communicating with people. The only real bridged assets are the ones that say from Ethereum. So like, you see this USDC from Ethereum. This is also not pegged. That's crazy. And who knows? Like, I would not be buying into stables or bridging stables or doing anything with stables on Pulsechain right now. It just doesn't make any sense. But then you have the DAI USDT pair, which is $1.05. Like, it doesn't... How does that work? How does that make sense? I definitely recommend staying from the stables. If you're gonna put it in anything, put it in PLS or Hex or PLSX. I'm just letting my PLS and my PLSX sit. I might participate in a liquidity pool, try to earn some fees and stuff, but even that's a little risky if you're not paying attention. You know, a permanent loss can really get you. What is this? Money. It's up 100,000%. Here's your 100,000x. What is this? $380 of liquidity. Exactly. Polygon still faster than PLS. Exactly. Yep. I agree 1000%. Why not build on a layer 2 like Matic? That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And we'll see what happens, to be honest. I mean, it's too early to tell. But it's been a rough start, that's for sure. Let's just keep it at that. The whole bridge situation's really blowing my mind. I want to find that. I think I retweeted it. Let me see. According to Richard Hart, the bridge isn't working due to not having enough PLS. Most of the PLS is held by the OA, which everybody knows is Richard. Draw your conclusions from that. Is Pulsechain a people's chain? You can see how I voted there, unfortunately. I guess I didn't. I was... Yep, that's some interesting stuff there. Richard say anything about it? He's been tweeting about it. I'm waiting for the live stream, of course. Let's take a look. Let's go over to the bridge, see how that's looking. Pulse Ramp Bridge. And shout out to the 10 watchers. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and share. We're just hanging out, ranting and bitching about Pulsechain. It's tough love, though. I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan, Richard. He wants to brag about it so bad. I agree. I agree. There's just a lot of weird stuff. We're kind of in limbo. You know, why can't we bridge all our assets? Why aren't there liquidity pools set up on Uniswap or on Ethereum pools? Why are people stuck? Why can't people transact if they, you know, unless they sacrifice for Pulsechain? It's all kind of a bummer. All right, so the gas has fallen to 44. Let's see how this bridge works. All right, I'm going to test out the bridge. The gas fees are looking pretty low right now. We're at about 41 gwei. Perfect timing. Let's go. So I'm going to send about $40 of DAI over to Pulsechain. And I've already authorized the transfer. They're going to take my 0.3%. And it's only going to cost me $17. Jesus. Let's take this down to 44. 16 bucks. So it cost me 16 bucks to send $40 on Ethereum. You guys saw it here. All right, so I'm officially using the bridge, guys. Am I cool yet? I'm talking all this shit about Pulsechain, but here I am loading up assets onto it. How long do you think it's going to be before I get it? Are we talking minutes, days, maybe just hours? He's going to bring the chandelier back. Hell yeah. Got to see him light the candlesticks. I wonder if I set my gas too low. Let's see. No, yeah, it took the relay. Okay, so my DAI is gone. Now let's switch over to Pulsechain. How funny would it be if I'm over here bitching about how slow the bridge is and this just works perfectly the first time? I'd say let's check my address on Pulsechain, but it says I haven't made a transaction in days, which I definitely have. Let's see. Yeah, it says my last transaction's 2 days ago. So I believe what I need to do is grab the DAI from Ethereum contract address. Maybe. If the site wants to work. Let's try it again. Give it a refresh. DAI from... DAI from Ethereum. Here we go. So the last transaction here is from 11 minutes ago. But as we know, our Explorer doesn't work, so now I think if I add this to my Pulsechain wallet or my Pulse address, zero die. Sweet. That's awesome. Hopefully it arrives by the end of the stream. If it does, maybe I'll buy a little more PLS. But that's pretty funny. I'm kind of curious what the transaction looks like on the Ethereum side. Let's take a look at it. Let's see, success, 39.52 DAI stablecoin. Got about 6.7 million DAI on the ETH side. Oh, that must be the DAI deployer. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it shows up in the next couple minutes and we get to do something with it. That would be great. I don't think that'll be the case though. I think this will probably say zero until tomorrow. Hopefully I'm wrong. Prove me wrong, Richard. Let's go. So what else can we do? Let's take a look at the see how the Xen NFTs are doing. If gas is also low on Pulsechain, maybe I'll mint a Xen NFT. I've been checking throughout the day, but it's been over 100,000 every time I've checked. Yeah, it's still 94,000. That's still too high for me. That's still too high. Although I haven't seen it under 90 in 2 days, maybe. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you watched it, FCB. Ooh, look at this. Let's see if I can get it. So if you guys are curious, if you're making transactions and you want to know what you sent and what it was, but obviously the Pulsechain Explorer is broken, you can actually do it right in your transaction within MetaMask. Oh god, I hope this goes through. Show me some love. I'm trying to be nice to you, Pulsechain. Come on. Did I make a Phoenix stake yet? No, I didn't. I didn't. Now might be a really good time though, right? I'm gonna watch this transaction for a second, then maybe we'll take a look at Phoenix. Curious if it's still better to buy than burn. And of course over on the Pulse scan, sad face. And I notice it doesn't put the right domain prefix, so you actually have to type in scan.pulsechain to get to the right place. But even when you get there, the transaction's not there, so that's great. So if I click on this, it was submitted with 77,000 PLS. So I'd be really happy if that goes through. There's a good chance that this is gonna get stuck and it won't go through. Hopefully it'll go through in the middle of the night, but we'll see what happens. And this is pretty much everybody's experience with Pulsechain so far. I try to make a transaction, it gets stuck pending, can't locate the transaction hash. I use the bridge, I have 0 DAI after using the bridge. Luckily I sacrifice, so I do have Pulsechain. Ooh, I think that transaction just went through. Nice. So it went a little more than I wanted. But I got that for 86,000 PLS. Sweet. An amethyst. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I like to ladder in my Xen NFTs and my Xen claims. So first I just did the 10 VMUs for a year out on the first of every month. And now that I'm starting to see how the gas is working on Pulsechain, I'm going to start doing the max mints and kind of fill these gaps. So every 2 weeks during 2024, I have some Xen on Pulsechain coming. And I'm kind of doing this on all the chains, just kind of laddering in, building this ladder of Xen NFTs to claim, and that way I'll have a steady stream of Xen. If there are new projects, I'll be able to come out and use my Xen. And it's every 2 weeks I'm going to be claiming a Xen NFT and getting more and more Xen. I'll hold some of it liquid, I'll use some of it in DB Xen, I'll do all the different things in the Xen ecosystem with it, but it's important to me to build that consistent flow of Xen over the next year, 2 years. Hopefully forever, to be honest. I'll take all the bad things I said if my DAI shows up. No DAI for me. Alright, so let's switch back over to Ethereum. I'm down to go through some Phoenix. Our gas fees are sitting at 38. Maybe I'll buy a little bit. Let's see. First, I need to figure out if it's more economical to burn or buy. So let's do that first. This music's a bit much. All right, let's see what we got. So say I want 1,000 Phoenix. To do that on the Phoenix app, you basically have to burn a million Xen, or I'm sorry, 10 million Xen. Can't count my zeros. 10 million Xen to get 1,000 Phoenix. However, if you want to buy 10,000 Phoenix, it only costs about 8.6 million Xen. So that's interesting. It's kind of a little arbitrage. You know, you'd either have to burn 10,000 Xen to get 1,000 Phoenix, or you just swap 8.6 thousand Xen. It's 8.6 million Xen to get 1,000 Phoenix. See, my thing is, I like to keep my Xen. But let me see what I can do. Maybe I'll make a couple Phoenix. Oops. The problem is the gas, man. I can't afford the gas over here. Let's do one. I'll do my first one. Hopefully I have enough gas to make both. I'll do a little $25 stake for my first Phoenix stick. It's gonna cost me $14 to buy $24 of Phoenix. Welcome to Ethereum. I take that back, $22. That's okay, I'll do it for you guys. I'll do it for you guys. This is my funny money wallet anyways. If I stake 1,000 Phoenix now for a full year, I should get half of it back. Just got the wallet notification. Scared me for a second. Sweet. So now I have my 1,000 Phoenix. Do I have enough gas to stake it? 0.01 should be enough. So I'm gonna head over to start stake. I'll do the max 1,000, and I'd like to do it to January 1st. So this will be my first Phoenix stake of the year. Have to unlock the month. Go January 2024. So 230 days. I'll get about 2,000 shares. So a little less than double. Hopefully there's more volume and stuff. All right, let's do it. And that's a much more manageable gas price. I'll take 11 bucks over the Uniswap. Whoops, wrong button. I always like to do the advanced way, try to save a little bit. Right now it's 36. That's awesome. And that's Ethereum for you. Just cost me 30 bucks to stake 20 bucks as a Phoenix. It's worth it though. I think I'm pretty confident it'll be worth more than that, especially when that bull run starts. Success. Your stake has been initiated. Happy earning. So now if I go over to my active stakes, you can see I staked 1,000. I got 2,800 shares, and I'm projected to get 1,760 back. So that's a good deal. I'll just lock up my Phoenix for until January 1st, and then I'll get an extra 760 tokens. You can see what I got going over on Matic here. Let me switch back. Which RPC is going to work for Matic? That's the real question. But you can see my Phoenix stakes on Polygon are kind of the same as my Xen FTs on Pulsechain. I like to do the consistent laddering in, so I have claims due on the 1st, February 1st, March 1st, April 1st, all the way through 2024. And hopefully I'll build up a nice bag of Phoenix on both Matic and Ethereum. That'd be pretty tight. Shout out to Joe Blau. I think it's an awesome project. It's got so much potential. I really do think it's going to be a better version of Hex, especially once more and more Xen gets minted. There's going to be more and more stakes. You're going to see the equity supply and the reward supply continue to explode, and it's really exciting. I really want to get more on Ethereum, but the gas prices have been so prohibitive lately. I haven't been doing anything on Ethereum, to be honest. Man, I kind of want to go mint another Xen FT on Pulsechain while the gas is low right now. Let's take a look. So I got 89,000 pulse left. My goal is to keep 1 million pulse in this wallet, and I'm going to pair that with some of my Pulse X. But I can get another one at least. Hopefully one more. And this probably isn't the best. A lot of people will look at this strategy and say it's not the best strategy because I'm not doing max mints every time. But I like to have a steady flow and a steady income, a stream of Xen. So every 2 weeks, I'm going to begin getting more and more Xen. At least while it's affordable. You know, I also have some goals for my Pulsechain and my Hex over here, so. I also need to figure out the custom gas, man. Can someone make a DB Phoenix protocol, please? Please burn Phoenix and ETH to earn ETH. That would be sick. I would be all about that. That's a good idea. I like that. Well, it looks like we won't be minting another Xen FT. The PLS gas is over 100,000 again. So yeah, shout out to my 11 watchers. Glad you guys are here. We're just hanging out, going over Pulsechain, been bitching about Pulsechain, looking at the Xen ecosystem, talking about Phoenix. I just did a Phoenix stake live on the stream. It wasn't much. I just had an extra 20 bucks in my wallet. So that's fun. Let's take a look at the Xen stats. So I'll go ahead and pull up Xen Turbo here. I keep forgetting I have this new stream deck. This thing's fun. Very cool. All right, so let's take a look. See the Xen total supply is holding strong at 12 trillion with 10 trillion liquid. And yeah, you can see our burn rates coming way down. Obviously right here was the launch of Phoenix, but since then it's kind of been burning less and less. And that's not surprising with Phoenix, because right now it's cheaper to buy Phoenix and burn it rather than but all that Phoenix came from burning Xen, so that's another thing to think about. Hanging out with our Xen out. For sure. Hopefully this will pick back up. I'm betting people are saving their Xen for the Xen Doge launch this weekend. I think it's this weekend. We'll check that out after we go through these stats here. But look at that, the cost of the C rank's coming down now that the cost of gas is coming down. It got as low as $5 yesterday, so that's pretty nice. I was thinking about minting some more Xen on ETH, but it's so damn expensive. I want to get back to these days when it's $2-3 a C rank. You could do 100 C ranks for $200. Now it's damn near an ETH. But that's how Xen was built. That's the future of Xen. You can see, you know, there's this huge run up of mints, but then over time, the amount of Xen minted is going to start to, it's disinflationary. It's the amount of new Xen being minted is gonna drop off, and that's really evident right here. You can really see the gas dropped off, and now that the gas is starting to come back down, we're starting to see more and more Xen mints pop up, which is expected, and that's a really good thing. That means it's healthy. It means people are watching the gas, and when the gas goes low, they want to mint Xen. So that's an awesome thing to see. Thanks, Allie. Is Zenlon a dead project? That's a good question. I never really got into it. That's just me personally. I don't think it's dead, but here, let's pull up deck screener. I mean, it's really just gonna, I never really got the point of Zenlon other than burning DB Xen. Personally, I'd rather have my DB Xen, and it just ends up being pinned to the price of DB Xen. You know, then you have that arbitrage opportunity if it's not. So Xlon just ends up being pinned to the price of DB Xen. That's really evident if you, here, let me see if I pull up the compare, pull up DXN. Give it a second for it to load up here. And yeah, you can just look at that. So the orange line is the price of DB Xen, and the candles are the price of Xlon. So it's like, why would you own Xlon if you're just gonna, if you get dividends for holding DB Xen? That's kind of where I'm at with it. I would rather hold my DB Xen and get ETH dividends rather than turn it into Xlon and have it just kind of do nothing. That's just me. I kind of think Xen Doge is the same. I'm not really into the whole meme thing, but I'll participate in both. You know, I did participate in Exelon, then I ended up selling it and buying the DBZen back. But Xen Doge, it sounds like a fun project. I kind of think the charity projects are a little cheesy, but Doge is a hot name, Zen's a hot name, and it burns Xen, so I might burn a little bag of Xen. I'm not going to go all in. I'm definitely going to hold some liquid Xen, but especially with that bonus, it explains it in the white paper of Xen Doge. It has the multiplier bonus in the beginning, so before 15% of the supply is minted, you get a 1500% bonus. I'll probably just mint during this time, to be honest, and then I'm just going to hold it while the supply continues to shrink and shrink. But the other question is, how much of the supply will actually be minted? Because for it to be 100% minted, Xen will have to be 100% burned, at least where it stands right now. So not everybody's going to burn their Xen for Xen Doge, so I'd be surprised if it's, you know, 25-35% minted. Hopefully we get all the way, but we also need to have Xen in our life, so we'll see how that goes. I wonder what's actually in the realm of possibility here, like if 50% of the supply can be minted. But as the white paper says, it's kind of like the Bitcoin system where over time less and less and less is minted, just like Xen. You know, they're kind of taking over that characteristic.
He's on fire!
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to start to wrap it up here. I definitely appreciate everyone coming out, watching the show. We're going to be live every day. I think I'm going to make it consistently at 7:30 now, 7:38. That seems to be my most comfortable time. So today we covered the XRP news. Definitely, if not financial advice, but I'm going to go grab some XRP right after this show. We also covered the Pulsechain. I was bitching about Pulsechain for 20-30 minutes. We went over Phoenix. I did a live buy of Phoenix and staked it live on stream. We covered the Xen statistics. We looked at Xen Turbo, looked at the burn. We looked at Xen Doge. So I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Hope you guys give me a like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. Go give me a follow on Twitter. Also, check out the TreeCityTrading.us website. Over here, we're actually doing the Track My Portfolio. So every week on Friday, I'm going to be DCAing $100 into crypto live on stream. And you can actually track that on the website just by clicking Track My Portfolio. With the first buy, we did 100% Bitcoin, and I'm really excited to add some new altcoins this Friday. It's also my birthday on Thursday, so maybe we'll do $200. We'll see what happens. Definitely recommend checking out CoinStats. If you're going to sign up, please use my referral link on the website. It's an awesome portfolio tracker. You basically just pop your wallet address in there, and it gives you all the different crypto you have. It does have Xen, it has DBZen, has a lot of the smaller altcoins, so that's really cool. Also, check out the Xen merch store at zenmerch.store. We're over here sitting from the Xen merch mug. They got some great quality merch over there, and hope everybody has a good night. Happy Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming. All right, have a good night.